friends. Let me talk to you now on a very important and interesting subject, namely the science and philosophy, or say the physics and metaphysics. So, meta means beyond, metaphysics means beyond physics, beyond physics means beyond science. So, that is nothing but philosophy. So, how these subjects, the science and philosophy, are connected? What is the extent to which these two subjects are related, the extent up to which they are related, and similarly, we will know what is the extent beyond which the science or even physics dealings itself from philosophy. There is a very important saying in English that where science ends, the philosophy starts. So many great scientists from different fields, it may be from physics, chemistry, mathematics, engineering, or even medicine, and so on. They have agreed with the ancient philosophers, and they have also acknowledged that physics points to the deeper questions of metaphysics. Indeed, when questions stop becoming scientific, they start becoming philosophical. If a yogi floats on air or walks on water, which cannot be explained by the principles of physics, probably we can explain it on the basis of metaphysics or on the basis of the philosophy. Metaphysics, as I said, meta means beyond, so this is the study of those things and phenomena that are beyond the physical realm. It is a philosophy that concerns the nature and the description of an ultimate reality that stands behind the screen, that stands behind the physical world or the world of appearances. And metaphysics, it seeks to answer the more complicated philosophical questions that physics or in general the science cannot answer. While the scientific picture of the real world around us is very deficient and silent in a very confused way over certain realities of the universe, the metaphysical statements over the issues also become meaningless, so they take us nowhere. So, science has originated from philosophy. Physics, it was called the natural philosophy until the 19th century. And physics is the science of the natural world. It is more specifically dealing with the matter, energy, space time, and the fundamental forces that govern the physical world. In physics, we study a wide range of physical phenomena from subatomic particles to the large galaxies of the material universe. And we use the empirical data and the mathematics to find the results and the conclusions. So, scientists have convinced us that mass, energy, and the space time they are the only real entities. The scientific method, it is perhaps one of the most groundbreaking applied disciplines to inquire into the question of what is meaningful and what is not. There is a restriction to the data from our universe and specifically what can be observed and falsified. So, physics is also deeply concerned with arriving at knowledge about the ultimate nature of reality. Since we cannot know whether we have discovered everything which would affect our theories of the universe, all such theories are perpetually subject to the modification or change. Mathematics, we are aware that it is a language, it is a science, it is a subject, and it is a tool that we use in physics to explain the universe. Quantum physics is a mathematical description that rules the small world, the tiny world of the atoms and subatomic particles in our universe. Much of the quantum physics, it is seemingly of a mysterious nature, presenting confusing ideas and violating the common sense. So, despite all this, the most amazing thing about the quantum mechanics is that we can use it correctly and productively. It is the most successful theory today. And it has been tested many times and in many ways, in many fashions, in many directions, and found to make reliable and precise predictions. Without quantum physics, much of the information technology that we rely on, from the microcircuits to the lasers, it would not exist. Today, many scientists argue that metaphysics plays an important role in the quantum mechanics at a deeper level. The nature of reality is all mathematical. So, this could be an example of how the philosophical assumptions can get in the way of our understanding. The metaphysical assumptions can get in the way of our understanding the paradoxical nature of the quantum mechanics. So, despite the dominance of science and technology in the modern world, we are still way behind in understanding the ultimate reality of the universe. We don't know who controls this universe, and if it is God, then who controls God? If God does not need a creator, why does this universe need a creator? What is its origin or source of creation? What is the true nature of the universe? There are so many unresolved issues about the universe and other day to day subjects that science cannot answer. So, what is the meaning and purpose of life? Why are we born? Who are we? Why are we here? Questions about the reality of life, death, soul, spirituality, the concept of time, and the existence of ghosts have been baffling for the human experience for thousands of years. Even when we try to explain the concept of time scientifically in a beautiful way, in the end it turns out to be an abstract concept when we ask questions such as, is time real? Does time actually exist? Or is it only an illusion? If it exists, does time flow or lapse or pass? Is the future or the past as real as the present? Did time exist before the beginning of Big Bang theory, after which we say the universe has come into existence? So thus, time becomes purely metaphysical. Modern science provides us the tools that enable us to sharpen these bold questions, but it generates a new, unending arguments. So, subjects such as life after death, the reincarnation, soul, meditation, spirituality, dreams, perception, the astrology, the nature and origin of reality itself, and the existence of a supreme being, they are the subjects that come under metaphysics, that come under philosophy. So, opinions about these metaphysical topics, they vary widely. Since what is being discussed cannot be observed or measured or even truly known to exist. And most of the metaphysical questions, they are still as far from a final answer as they were when even the great scientists like the Plato or Aristotle were asking them. So it seems metaphysics is just a maze with no end or escape. And metaphysics, so in other words, the philosophy now has a reputation for being fanciful and for being ultimately without any, answer. So this is not due to the nature of the subject of metaphysics itself, but rather due to the failure of philosophers and the metaphysicists to solve the fundamental problems of the metaphysics. So the metaphysical statement, it usually implies an idea about the world or the universe, which may seem reasonable but is ultimately not empirically verifiable, testable, or provable. So with each passing day, there is a growing list of mysteries. Many scholars and teachers, they are excited about the metaphysics, they are excited about the philosophy. Many have a metaphysical bent of mind and remain engrossed in discussions. They show interest in all these discussions. Some of them have put their careers at stake. So, excelling in scientific knowledge, it is an obligation and honor for every individual of every country, every community. So, in this direction, we should put our best efforts in the most productive way to help the mankind and not talk about the vague subjects that ultimately take us nowhere. So every advancement in science, it has changed the human perspective. Of course, science is something that has developed and evolved fully, but is always developing. And as it advances, we may someday solve the mysteries of the world. Science has real world application and we cannot really denounce it. It has a huge role to play in our development, although it has its own limitations, and the very survival of humankind in both the near and distant future definitely depends on the advancement of science in the world. Thank you.